So let me explain real quick, guys, how illegal smuggling works, right? So, quick little background. As you guys know, when I was working for Uncle Sam back in the day, one of my specialties was I investigated something called human smuggling. Not to be confused with human trafficking. People conflate the two all the time, and they're completely different crimes. Okay? One's under Title 18, the other one is under Title 8. 8 U.S.C. 3624 is smuggling and harboring illegal aliens. So this is how the illegal aliens come into the United States, right? So let's say my name is Pajit, right? And I want to come to the United States, but I don't know how to code, and Facebook doesn't want to hire me, right? So I'm like, oh shit, I got to find a way to get in here. So I go ahead and I contact the guy in my area, maybe New Delhi or some shit, right? And I say, hey, I want to go to the United States. Hook me up. You know a guy? Yeah, I know a guy. Here he is. He gives me the number of a smuggler. I call the smuggler. Hey, I want to go to the United States. How can you get me there? All right, cool. It's going to cost you 3,000 rupees. I'm making up a number, right? Let's say $5,000 US. Probably a lot more rupees, but you guys get the idea. I pay that smuggler. He facilitates my safe travel from India to somewhere in South America, what we would consider a transit country. To keep things simple, we'll just say Mexico, right? But typically the route is through Brazil to Panama, then wherever the fuck, right? Then they either come in through South Florida, they come in through Mexico. But let's keep things simple. Let's say Mexico. I end up in Mexico City. I meet Jorge. Hey, Jorge, I'm here now. I pay my 5,000 to Pajit too, or Patel. My name's Pajit. I paid Patel. Jorge, I need to get to the United States. I'm trying to get to San Francisco. Niggas don't want to hire me at Twitter. I'm going to go there anyway and march over there. Jorge tells me, all right, cool, Pajit. You got to pay another 3,000 and I'll get you to the border. Damn, really? I've got the money. All right, nigga, well, you got to stay here until you get the money. You got to chill at the stash house. Damn. So I call my family. Hey, send me 3,000. I need to get to fucking Laredo, Texas. Right? I need to get to Nuevo Laredo, which is across the border from Laredo, Texas. My family gives me the money. I give the money to Jorge. Jorge says, all right, I'm going to get you a driver. You'll be in Nuevo Laredo in a day or two. They drive me up, right? And while I'm waiting, guys, they're putting me in stash houses, by the way. Every leg of the trip, I'm getting put in stash houses, and then I'm paying the next guy in the line to continue my journey. So I get to Nuevo Laredo. I'm like, oh, yes, I'm here. I'm close. I'm about to cross this river and make it. Smuggler stops me. No, you're not fucking crossing, because if you try to cross that river, the fucking Zetas, or I think it's Cartel known to this state now, they're going to fucking shoot you. You can't cross the river, bro. You got to pay them $2,000. What? Yeah, you got to pay the cartel $2,000. But they're not smuggling me. Yeah, well, they run the territory, bro. Sorry. You got to pay them $2,000. Oh, and by the way, you got to pay me $3,000. God damn. Oh, and by the way, we're going to charge you a little bit more because you're called an exotic. Okay? And an exotic, guys, basically is what smugglers do. If you're from India, Pakistan, Arab countries, China, that's considered exotic. You're not a Hispanic from South America, the smugglers charge you more. So not only does he have to pay now the $2,000 to cross the bridge, cross the river, the Rio Grande, and that goes to the cartel. That doesn't even go to smuggler. That's just the fee of them operating in the cartel's territory. He's got to pay, $3,000 to $5,000 more to the guy. So he pays the $5,000, calls, his mom back in fucking India. Hey, I need some money. Sends him another, $5,000, whatever it is. He crossed the river. They wait across the Rio Grande River at night. Border Patrol doesn't catch him. There's a car on the other side. Picks him up. Boom. Takes him to a stash house in Laredo, Texas. Now he's in the U.S. Right? Damn, I made it. Woo, I'm here. Closer to San Francisco, and I'm going to walk into fucking Twitter and ask for a job. Right? So what ends up happening is he gets to that stash house, and they tell him, oh, you got to pay me another $3,000, baby. You thought this was a game? You got to pay me money, too. I don't give a fuck what you paid those other niggas before you got here. You got to pay me now. Aw, man. So he calls his fucking cousin, Arash, owns a 7-Eleven in fucking San Antonio. Yo, Arash, I need another 3K, man. Again? Yeah, again. So he fucking, gives him the money, sends him the money. So I goes, all right, cool. We're going to get you to San Antonio, Texas. He gets to San Antonio, Texas, and that's typically what I call the disbursement spot, right? And then from there, him and 50 other illegal aliens get smuggled from Laredo into San Antonio, and then that's the transit spot, and that's where all the families come and meet their, aliens that they paid to get into the United States, and then bam, they take them to the city that they're going to go to. Because San Antonio, Texas, multiple highways go through, and the biggest highway that goes through is Interstate Highway 10, right? And for those that are unaware, in the United States, highways that are even go east to west. Highways that are odd go north to south. 95, north to south. Interstate 10, east to west. And Interstate 10 takes you from Los Angeles, California, all the way to Jacksonville, Florida. Cross country, baby. So he takes Interstate 10, takes that to LA, and then boom, hops up and gets to San Francisco. And that, my friends, is how human smuggling is conducted in the United States, right? Just gave you a play-by-play of how it goes. Sometimes it's more sophisticated, sometimes it's simpler, but in general, that's how it goes. An illegal alien pays multiple people on each leg of his trip to get transported to get transported further into the United States or closer to the United States. Now, human trafficking. You guys are probably wondering, well, Myron, okay, now we know how the illegal aliens come in and the network that's responsible for that, but what about human trafficking? Well, the human trafficking a lot of times, guys, occurs, which, by the way, like the video, ninjas. Y'all are not going to get an in-depth explanation like this anywhere else on the fucking internet, by the way. So like the goddamn video. We got, 5,000 y'all ninjas watching right now across the platforms. So like the video, guys. Oh, man. Look at this. Another day in office for me. Look at this. My Twitter account got locked, guys. Look at that. Always fucking happens, man. Is this freedom of speech? Elon must be watching the stream right now. Got locked. I must have said something. They said I said something hateful. But anyway, look. So back to what I was saying. So the human trafficking. Now we talked about human smuggling, how it occurs. Now we're going to talk about human trafficking. So the way human trafficking goes, guys, is the human trafficking occurs where, let's say that let's go back in the story. Let's say Jeet got stuck, right? Let's say Jeet got stuck in Laredo, Texas. He didn't have the money, and they're like, "Yo, man, you don't got the money? Well, you can work it off. We can make you work some shit." And then what ends up happening is that then he'll go ahead and work off his debt to get smuggled on the next leg of his trip. So that's typically how the human trafficking starts. It typically starts with debts from the human smuggling, right? And that's the big difference between the two. Human smuggling is for them to come into the United States and they pay a smuggler to get in. Human trafficking typically occurs when they can't pay those human smuggling debts. There's other instances as well where human trafficking occurs, of course, but I'm just giving you how the human trafficking can be tied in with the human smuggling. Obviously, there's sex trafficking as well. That's a whole other thing. But I'm speaking strictly from the immigration perspective of how human trafficking typically begins.